Hi guys, welcome back. We have a part 2 at Real Life Fruitopia in late October. That is mid-spring, and we're getting very excited because the season has changed. I can actually feel, well, everyone can feel it. I can feel it, the plants can feel it. I can feel the change in the air and also on the ground. Everything is warming up. The night temperatures now are above 10. It's no longer 6, 7, 8, 9 like it was the last 6 months. Yeah, 6 months of temperatures below 10 at night. Finally, we are over that hill. Now we're officially in the subtropics, no longer in the cool temperate. So, what does that mean? Well, it means a lot of things. First of all, look at the avocado. Right? Look at the avocado tree. Does that look like cool temperate? Looks like the tropics to me. Right? And the coffee plant here. After I gave it a clean up from all the cold winter damage, it's coming back. Look. See that? Hang on. This is my novelty plant. I only have one coffee plant, just for fun. Not for anything serious. And the beans, right? There's a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, right? So yeah, we're doing a happy tropical fruit dance here in Melbourne. All right, so what else? Lots of seedlings here, avocados, loquats, and white sapote, which I grew from volunteers. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Then we have the new plants that arrived recently. The Jaboticaba that I put in the ground at the end of summer. It's coming out with new growth. This is the large leaf, as you can see here. Or I should say, as you can see there. Hang on. Yeah. So that's waking up. This is where I put the reed avocado last summer, and it almost died. Didn't like it in this spot. But the Jabo sure likes it. It survived all winter. If the reed was still here, it would be completely gone from root rot. See how different trees respond to the same soil condition? Bear that in mind. That's the new Mamey sapote that I got from Ross Creek Tropicals, up potted to a new pot. I also up potted the look how beautiful it looks. The new Nangapire. Put that in a bigger pot. That's the yellow mangosteen, which survived in the greenhouse and has been out here now since the end of winter, looking pretty fine. The in-ground sandpaper fig, happy, getting new growth, pushing out new growth there. The lamb has that I put in a pot has come back to life. New growth everywhere. Lots of new growth on the lamb has. No flowers because it's only the first year that it was transplanted into this new pot. But it's looking pretty bushy up there. I just have to figure out how long to keep it in this pot. Maybe until it fully recovers, or find somewhere for it now. We'll see. Then I've got a few Jaboticabas over there, right? All the Jaboticabas are waking up. 3 or 4 different varieties. The Full U Persimmon, fully loaded again. And when you see dead wood like this, you can snap it off, right? That's typical of persimmon. Wow. Yep. Look. No problem. Persimmon is tough. Not a sook of a tree. This is not a sook of a tree. I don't know why the black sapote is so slow to grow compared to the persimmon when they're in the same family. Okay, so here we have the custard apple seedling waking up, right? This is the black dwarf mulberry, full of mulberries, but I don't think we're gonna get any because of the birds. It's fully loaded, and it's 3.5 meters in height, and it's meant to be a dwarf tree. Who are they kidding? The green sapote over there, doing really well. Look at that. So really excited about that as well, in ground. The Chico jujube has finally woken up, fully woken up. We're gonna have to cover this though in summer because of the fruit fly. We got fruit fly in this tree last autumn. I don't know how they got into the jujube. Not good. The jamun. Jeez, jamun. It's exactly at my height, 5'6", 5'7". So we're the same height now, after only 1 year and a bit, maybe a year. Yeah, I would say about a year in the ground. And it's got new growth coming on all the tips, right? All around. This is also known as jambulan, or what else do they call it? Java plum, or so on and so forth. The Jaboticaba small leaf still hasn't done much. Just pushed a few more flower buds. The first one opened today. That one there, hang on. The lighting in here really sucks. So, oh, it focused. There, that's the first flower to open today. And there's a lot of buds everywhere, but not many buds that have opened. The Kohala longan with its one fruit. The green sapote again from this angle. The Subel white sapote. The pomelo, which is looking amazing this year. I gave it a light hand trim last week because everything was hanging. And I couldn't walk in here. Everything, the leaves were just, the branches were just dangling to the ground, and you can see I put them down in there as mulch, chop and drop. Pomelo cuttings. Grumi chama seedlings from seed that have survived winter unprotected. Didn't have them in a greenhouse. That shows you how tough Grumi chama is. It can take Melbourne 6 months of crappy weather. And that's their Wampy seedlings. How many are there? 4. 4 Wampy seedlings, which also did well out here in the cold, unprotected. Yeah. Check out the beautiful foliage colors on the Jaboticaba. Look at that. It's in its glory right now. Especially now at golden hour. It's currently 6 p.m. The seedling ice cream beans are doing great, right? Check it out. I've got a lot of them actually, which are doing great. I've got 10 of them here on the front, and I think I got 20 more, which are doing even better than all of those along the side of the house. These look better in the afternoon, at lunchtime when it's sunny. You can't really see them now, but they're all doing great. Spring is still in full motion here with the jasmine. The The Hass is spectacular. All the fruit's gone now except for next year's crop, which is hanging up there. But that'll be another 7-8 months before we can pick those. I planted the multi-grafted apple tree here inside the taro patch. I hope the taro doesn't smother it and choke it out. So I took a chance by planting the multi-variety apple tree, subtropical apple varieties, right in there in the middle. So yeah, and over there I planted a mulberry. I planted 3 mulberry trees actually. That's one of them. This is called the Pakistan mulberry from Ross Creek. It was doing so well in the pot, and I thought, okay, you're ready for big time. Put you in the ground. The Afure mandarin. Look at all the flowers on it, and it even has fruit. I don't know how the heck this tree fruits all year round. An all year round mandarin tree, the Afure. Can you believe it? I'm not kidding you. We've been eating mandarins from that tree every month of the year. Afure, Mercot. The pink guavas still are coming. There's maybe 20 left. Here's one. It's ready. Wow. Nice. Still waiting to see something happening with this starfruit tree, which I vandalized a couple of weeks ago. Lychee. This is the Bosworth. It's been in ground for 3 years. So this is a 5-year-old lychee tree. Look how small it is. It's up to my navel. They're slow here, guys. Very, very slow. Very slow. But the good news is it has survived and is growing at its own pace. And that's what matters, right? The African Pride custard apple, Atemoya. Still no sign of new growth, which is weird. Looks like it's the last cab off the rank. The other custard apples have woken up, but not this one. But that's all right. That's only been in the ground for 9 or 10 months. So what else? Let's go around. Calamondan or calamansi is really loving it here. It's getting a lot of new growth and little flower buds and fruit and everything else. Very attractive citrus. Still waiting for the moringa to wake up from winter. Hasn't woken up yet. I feel like it's going to be any day now. Maybe by November 1st. The Pinkerton avocado looks fantastic. Right? Look at all the growth that came out over the last 2 months. Wow. Well, it did that last year too. Then it suddenly flipped out and dropped everything in midsummer. So I don't know if it's still sick or if it's playing games with me. But if it does that, if it pulls that stunt on me again, it's coming out. I'm going to pull it out and put it into a pot. I can only give it 2 chances, not 3. Sorry, I'm not that forgiving. The main Kohala longan is waking up here. This one has been in the ground 3 years also. 5 years old, just like the lychee I showed you. This is my oldest longan. That's the new one I put in last year, which is still not doing anything. Doesn't look the best, but the good news is it's got a little bit of a tip there that's coming out, that it's waking up. The American pawpaws are doing well. This one here has flowered for the first time. This is the little one that gave me problems last summer because of the hot sun. So it's got maybe 10 flowers on it. So there's a chance this will fruit, maybe. But more exciting is the other one, which has about 20 flowers on it and almost twice the height. This one, right, compared to the one over there, that one in the ground. This one has even set what seems to be a fruitlet. Let's take a look. It did the same last year. Last year it set about 5 fruitlets and they all fell. So let's see if this time they hold. Here it is. That one there. See it? So that's the first one to appear. Yeah, last year they fell. Oh, here's another one. Right? Oh, and another one. I never saw these. Okay, so there's 3 of them. You got to get really close. You got to get on your hands and knees or put your glasses on. I haven't got my glasses. There's another one. Wow, that's 4. Holy moly, there might be another 4 if I look closely. Yep, there might be. So good. This one's doing great. Then we've got the super healthy cherry tree. I think that's a Stella. Look how healthy it looks. And the crazy thing with this cherry tree is in January, at the height of summer, all the leaves turn brown and it gets full of worms. Wow, what a contrast to the way it looks today. Crazy. So I butchered the heck out of it last year to kill off or reduce whatever was bugging it. So it's paid off. It looks super healthy. It's fruiting. But we're going to lose the cherries because I'm not going to bother to net this. It's too much work, even though I've reduced the height. It's too much work, guys. The first 10 years, I used to put a net on the cherry tree, but now I don't bother anymore. It's very attractive though. I gotta admit that. It's very attractive, but the birds can have the fruit. They're on the house. But this fruit here, I'm not gonna give away. I'll give him the cherries, but I won't give him the loquats. The first loquats are ready. Well, almost ready. Right? Looks like this one. Hang on, what happened to this? This one is not fully ready. Looks like a bug got in that one. I hope the fruit flies don't take over. Oh, it's very juicy. Hang on. Very sweet. I need my glasses, I can't see. But yeah, the first loquats are almost ready. And there's a ton up there, of course. That's the smaller variety. The limes. I just eat it, guys. I don't care about the fruit fly. I'm not that fussy. Well, most of you guys are eating meat. And you don't want to know what goes into your meat production, let alone a fruit fly in my loquat. Okay, so this is the macadamia. It's absolutely loaded with flowers this year, which is fantastic. Super happy after 11 years. 11 years. This variety here evidently was the worst variety for me to get compared to some of the other varieties which flower and fruit within 3 years, right? Well, I did my time in macadamia jail and now I'm getting my my reward. But wow, 11 years or 12 years, I'm not sure how long it was. Yeah. So be aware of that, guys. Unless you want to go into macadamia jail, the waiting cell, avoid this variety. And I can't tell you what variety it is because it just said seedling on the package, and I can't even remember where I got it. But the good news is next year we're going to get at least 100 macadamia nuts or more, maybe 200, I don't know. I've never seen so many flowers. It's fantastic. Yeah. So, and then we have the kiwi berry, which is getting ready to do something with its little flower buds. Anyway, there's like 20. There's flower buds everywhere. Hopefully this is the self-pollinating variety. It looks like it might be. Last year we got 2 fruit and they fell. I don't know why. It was really hot. They came in the height of summer when it was 38 degrees, and they were there one day and gone the next day. Good news on our favorite plum, the green gauge. Finally, after 8 years or more, maybe 10 years, I don't remember. It's been too long. It's finally gone haywire with plums. Kim is so excited. Now the problem will be, I can't put a net on it because it's too big. It's over 4 meters tall, right? And I didn't prune it. I forgot to prune it this year. I didn't forget, I was traveling, right? The good news is we're gonna get something and beat the birds. I might just use nets like I did last year, little netting cages there. Oh man. And of course the damson plum is fruiting like crazy, but this is a smaller size plum and it's not as delicious as the green gauge. And the birds never touch the damson until the last day when they finally get sweet. Wow, they're just like me. They like it sweet. Now this guy here, I don't know what happened to him. I planted him in the ground 2 weeks ago. That's the allspice. Remember him? He was doing so well in the pot all winter. And now in mid-spring, he's gone like that. Every leaf is sooking. Is in sooking mode. Look. What the heck's going on to my allspice, which I've had for 2 years? So that's a bit of a bummer. I've got a backup tree, but that was the main one, the primary tree. So I'm a little bummed by that. Everything back here is pretty much the same as you saw in the last video with the tropicals. So we're going to go through all these. The persimmon, which flipped out last summer, has come back without me doing anything. This one here looked dead. I was going to pull it out. This is the seedless, the flat seedless persimmon. Wow, so healthy. But as I said last summer, I was almost going to pull him out because all the leaves were yellow, and the stem it was bad news, right? So what's changed here? And there's the little peanut butter tree getting new growth, right? Which is good news. But we'll see what happens after all the rain we're going to get this week. macadamia. Let's see how long this macadamia takes to fruit. It's only a year old or 2 years old. This is at the back of the property, right? We still have a ton of mandarins on that mandarin tree. Oh, by the way, I pruned all the citrus tree with Tommy last week, including the kaffir lime tree there. See that? And this 30-year-old mandarin. We did that together. So back here, what we have, guys, is the Rollinia. I finally removed the Rollinia protection, frost cloth from the sides. Remember I had it there since May? Well, that's the end result after 6 months of protection. Good news and bad news. The good news is the main stem and the main side stem are perfectly intact, as are the little side shoots coming up in this area here. But the bad news is every side shoot has got dieback, half dieback, half dieback, half dieback, every one of them dieback. And this one here is completely dead. Yeah. So, and the other bad news is there's no new growth yet. Nothing is pushing yet for the new season. So I hope that happens. Yeah. So, yeah. We'll just have to come back in early November or sometime in November to see what comes of this 3-year-old Rollinia. Well, 3 years in my hands and 1 year in the hands of Daly's nursery. So it's a 4-year-old tree. And here someone asked me, how did my cassava do over winter? Well, I couldn't tell because it was behind the frost cloth. Now I know. I can get in here, right? And good news and bad news again. The bad news is it looks dead. Cassava, for those that don't understand what I'm saying, is spelt like this. That one there, cassava. Okay. So the whole stem is dead all the way to the top, right down into the soil. The good news is something has sprouted next to it. That guy. I'm guessing that's a cassava root that sprouted from the same plant. What do you guys think? You guys who have grown cassava up there in the tropics. Am I right or wrong? Or is that just a weed? I'll show it to you again. Doesn't look like a weed. That's a weed there. Right? There's a difference between a weed and that. They're weeds. Okay, so that's new back here. I planted another mulberry here in the veggie patch. I decided to put it in here where I'm going to put the summer vegetables, namely tomatoes, right? These mulberries were dying to go in the ground. I didn't want to procrastinate any longer. This is the Angela. Supposedly the sweetest mulberry on planet Earth. It's grafted. Well, we'll find out how sweet Miss Angela is. Then yesterday I was busy planting all these guys here. We got, well, the white sapote I put in here 3 weeks ago. That's the Max Gold, which you already heard about. That's the persimmon I put in last summer, which is doing great. And over here, 1, 2, see those two? They're my 2 yellow Jaboticabas that were so happy being in pots all winter, unprotected, under the ice cream bean. Now I hope, after putting them in the ground yesterday, that they don't freak out on me. I read they need good drainage. Well, I've done the best I can. I just use native soil because this soil here drains real fast, and that should be adequate without mixing it with any other material. And I also planted that mulberry tree there where this sugarcane was. Remember there was sugarcane there? And I wanted to get rid of it for the last 12 months. Well, we finally did it last week with Tommy. Got it all out. So it's all broken up into pieces. There's like 20 sugar plants there now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but they're out. There was one clump right in there, in the way of the black sapote and in the way of these bananas, which one of is ready to send out a blossom. So this variety of mulberry is the Beanley Black, and that's been wanting to get out of the pot for over a year. So this is the yellow Jaboticaba with all its new flush. Very happy, as I said, in the pot. So I hope I didn't rush and screw things up by taking it out of its happy place, right? The same with this one. They're both in the ground now. There's no turning back. I'm gonna get some gypsum, which I didn't have, and put around it. First pepinos are ready too. Yeah. Oh, and here is where the Davidson plum was. Remember I had a Davidson's plum for 2 years? It carked it. It died. How the heck did that happen? So I cut it off and I stuck it into a pot because the roots were alive. The roots were alive, so now it can just do its thing in the pot, not taking up precious soil area. So we've done a bit of work. And the big cherry moyas are hanging there. That one there, waiting for them to drop into the bags. Right, there's a few of them, there's about 6 of them that are pretty big. Hopefully this will be the year we get some sugary, sweet cherry moya and not bland yuckness. Because I'm gonna be really peed off if this year is not the year. After 12 years, 12 years, guys, with this tree. Huge tree. Fino de Hete variety of cherry moya. And here is the Fuerte avocado. Hopefully he does something this summer too. He's only ever given us 1 fruit in 6 years, which is shocking. Maybe 7 years. Alright guys, that's the video. I think I've covered everything. How long has this been going? I've lost track. Anyway, so as you can see, a lot of work, but now's when the fun starts. Now that we're no longer freezing our butts off, right? This is what it's all about. The long wait is over at Fruitopia for the warm weather to return. Oh man. So I up-potted the Parfinaca. How's it go again? Ah, jeez. Parfianca pomegranate into a larger pot. That's supposedly the sweetest of all pomegranates. This is the other allspice I was talking about. That's perky. Look how perky it is. Even though this one was a sick one and the other one was the healthy one. The 2 new lychees. The other black sapote, which again is overloaded with fruit. It's going to be thinned out next time because we don't want all that fruit. So the fruit's not really growing much. It's just two Too much fruit and not enough size for a young tree. And then we have all these Jaboticabas which are pushing a lot of new growth. I'm going to do a separate video on those. And that's it, guys. We've covered the back too now. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful warm spring wherever you are. The cold is over. Yippee yahoo. But we still have a lot of rain to get through. A lot of flooding in Australia, even here in Melbourne. All right, guys. Catch you from the next video. Oh, here's the Pinky Llama. I've left that in its original pot. Two of you guys said it's not a red llama at all. It's just a custard apple. Well, what does anyone else here think? Do the leaves look like Pinky Llama or just custard apple? That is Atemoya. Give me your opinion on that so I can give feedback to dailies. All right, guys. That's where we stand. Oh, and the jujube. The jujubes are waking up too. The Sherwood and the little guy here, I forget his name. Oh, Shang-Chi Lee. And of course the Lee. Not much on the Lee. He's still sitting there. He's been like that for a month. Nothing else going on, which is strange. He woke up a month ago and he's still sleeping. All right, guys, that's it. Over and out. Catch us all from the next update in November. November is, wow, rock and roll time here. November to March. That's when we're fully tropical. Bye, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And bye-bye now.